Google Ads remarketing tags are really important because it tells your Google Ads dynamic ads which kind of events the user is triggering on your website and provides all the user details as well as e-commerce details back to the Google Ads account. So in this video, we are going to see how you can create this Google Ads dynamic remarketing tag for the purchase event on your Shopify store. We are also going to see how you can write the DataLayer script that will fire this event on the final thank you page. And finally, we are also going to create the conversion action and test everything to make sure it's working all right.
At the head tracking script by clicking on the top right corner button of the Google Tag Manager container and copy the code. Now we can go back to the Shopify store and click on online store and themes, and right under themes we can click on the action button with the 3 dots and click on edit code. This will take us to the back end of the website where we have access to all the theme files, and right under theme.liquid we are going to paste this code for the Google Tag Manager head tag. We need to do the same thing for the body container, so let's just copy the body code and go back to the Shopify store and search for the opening body tag. For me, the opening body tag is on line 293, so I'm just going to create some space right under here and click on format code. Once the code has been formatted, we can click on save, and now this should add the Google Tag Manager container on the front end of the website, but this will not add the Google Tag Manager container on the final thank you page. To add the Google Tag Manager container on the final thank you page, we need to go back to the main page, and under the settings, we are going to look for the checkout sections. And under the checkout section, if you will scroll all the way down, you will find an option for order status page. And we are going to paste this opening head tag right here. So now we have the opening head tag, and let's just hit save. By doing this, it should properly add the Google Tag Manager container to all the pages of the website, except the checkout, of course. So let's just test it. And on your Google Tag Manager container, if you will click on the preview button, this should take you to a debug window which will be temporarily connected with your website, and this temporary connection will let us see what kind of tags, triggers and the data layer events are triggering on the website. Once the debug window is connected, you can use this Google Tag Legacy Assistant window to see that the Google Tag Manager container is properly firing on the website. The same information can be verified from this bottom left hand corner snippet, and also by visiting the debug window. You can also verify the same information by visiting this debug window. Great, now we have successfully added the Google Tag Manager container, and now we can move to the next step of the video where we are going to create a conversion action in Google Ads for the purchase event. So let's just go back to our Google Ads account, and under the goals, let's just click on summary, and this will take us to this page. Let's just click on the new conversion action to create the purchase event. Since we are dealing with Shopify store, which is a web platform, we are going to go with the website. We have to add a website URL, so let's just copy any of the URL of our website and paste it right here. Once the URL has been scanned, it will give you two different options. One is for the automatic conversion and one is for the manual conversion. Since we are not going to create an automatic conversion based on the URL parameters, we are going to create a manual conversion for the purchase event. So let's just create a new conversion action on this. And for the category, we are going to select the purchase, and we can name it as GTM purchase. The name does not matter, you can name it whatever you want. And since we are going to be tracking the value, we can click on use different value for each conversion. You can change any of the settings however you feel like it and click on done. Let's click on save and continue to go to the next page where we will have the conversion ID and the conversion label for the Google Tag Manager. So let's just copy the conversion ID and create a variable in our Google Tag Manager container so we can reuse this conversion ID and the conversion label whenever we need it. Under the user defined variable, click on new, and we are going to select a constant variable for this. So let's rename it to Google Ads conversion ID and hit save. Now we need to do the same thing for the conversion label. So let's just select the conversion label for the purchase and create a new variable. We can call it Google Ads conversion label purchase and hit save. Now we have created the conversion ID and the conversion label for the remarketing tag. And now we need to create the data layer script that will fire this custom purchase event on the final thank you page. In the description of this video, you will find a link to a blog post where you will see this tracking script that I have written. And let's just copy the script and go back to our Shopify store to paste it right under the checkout section. Where we have added the Google Tag Manager container, I'm going to create some space and paste the code right here. Let's just hit save, and this should properly add the custom purchase event on our final thank you page. Let's just do a quick test to make sure everything is working all right. So let's just go to any of the product pages on our website and create a checkout session with this. Since this is a demo store, I do have access to a bogus cart. So let's just make a test conversion right here. Great. Now I have added all the test details and now I'm being redirected to the final thank you page. The script that we have written, it will fire on the final thank you page. And if you will go back to the Google Tag Manager Legacy Assistant window, you can see that on this final thank you page, we have two different events. One is for user data, and this has all the details about the users. And then we have the custom purchase event. This has all the details such as transaction ID, order status, shipping details, and details of all the products that has been purchased. And in the DataLayer tab, you can see both of the events such as user details and the user ID. So we have all the information that we need. And now we can finally go to the last section of this video where we are going to create a tag, triggers, and the variables that we need to trigger the purchase event remarketing tags. So let's just go back to the Google Tag Manager container and go to the tag sections. But before creating the remarketing tag, we need to make sure that our conversion label is properly firing on all the pages of the website because this is really required. So let's just click on new, and for the triggers we are going to select all pages since we want the conversion linker to fire on all the pages of the website. So let's rename this tag to Google Ads conversion linker, and there is an O in here, and let's just hit save. And now we can create another tag that is only going to fire on that custom purchase event. So let's just create a new trigger. And for the trigger, we are going to select custom purchase. And in our data layer, we can see that the name of the event is custom purchase. So let's just copy this and paste it right here. The reason for having the name of the event custom_purchase is to make sure that we don't interfere with any other built-in event for Google Analytics 4. So let's just rename this to G-Ads. Let's just rename it to custom event custom_purchase and hit save. Under the tag configuration, now let's just select the remarketing tag. And in the remarketing tag, we are going to fill in all the details that we need. The first thing we need is the conversion ID. So let's just select the conversion ID variable that we created. And now we need the conversion label. So let's just select the conversion label. And since we are going to send dynamic remarketing data, we are going to select all these information too. The name of the event is purchase. Everything is smaller case. Now we need the value. If you go back to the data layer, we can see that we have the value under e-commerce.value variable. So we can create another variable for this one. So let's just create another data layer variable. And the values that we need for this one are e-commerce.value. So let's rename this tag to DLV e-commerce.value and hit save. We also need to give it access to the items array, and we do have the items array under e-commerce.items. So we can create another data layer variable that will get this items array. So let's just click on new variable and let's just select data layer and rename this to items. Let's name this variable as DLV e-commerce.items. So now we have access to the value and the items array, such as transaction ID and all the other things that you want. Since this is a purchase event, I'm going to send the transaction_ID with it. And the transaction_ID is under e-commerce.transaction ID right here. It's e-commerce_transaction ID. So let's just select data layer variable again and rename it to e-commerce.transaction_ID and hit save. Great. You can do this for any other variable that you want. However, they are not all required. We are also going to send user ID because we do have the user ID right here, and the user ID is under user data.user ID. So let's just create a new variable for this one, and let's create a data layer variable, and this is under user_data.user_ID, and let's just create this variable as DLV user data_user ID. Great, we have configured this tag, and now we just need to make sure that everything is working all right. So let's just save this tag first because this is Google Ads Remarketing Tag for purchase. Let's do this. And we can click on the preview button again to open a new debug session and connect it with our website and then make another purchase. Once the debug window has been connected with our website, we can go to any of the product pages and click on the buy it now or add to cart or follow the session, and this will take us to the final checkout route. We don't have the Google Tag Manager container on this specific page because we don't have access to this page with the non-Shopify Plus account. Great, now we have made a test conversion of our website and we are on the final thank you page. We can also see that on the debug window, the custom purchase event has fired and it has fired the tag successfully. We can verify the same information if everything is working all right by visiting this assistant window, and we can see that the conversion ID, conversion label, and the conversion value are properly set. And if you will click on these 3 details on the URL section, you will see all the other event details that has been sent, such as all the data variables and all the other things that we have added here. This is the user ID that we added, value, and all the other good things. So now we just need to make sure that we have published these changes and they are not on the draft mode. So let's do that. And let's call it remarketing tags, remarketing purchase. The conversion action on Google Ads is going to be inactive when we are going to first create it, and however, after some time, since we have done one test purchase event, this will take some time and it will be converted into no recent conversions. If you have 10 conversions on your website but none of them came in from Google Ads, your Google Ads is not going to show the conversion action. But if your website has 10 conversions and 5 of them came from Google Ads, then this will show you that 5 user has been registered from the Google Ads conversion action. But if you have done everything and you're still not tracking the begin checkout event on your Google Ads account, then you're missing out on a lot of good details that the remarketing tags can configure. So in order to configure the begin checkout event for Google Ads and on Shopify store, click on this video right here.